G'day folks, Modman here and welcome back to the workshop. Now please excuse the mess, I'm bang smack in the middle of renovating, so my workshop is an absolute disaster at the moment. In fact, everywhere is a disaster at the moment, but I'm getting there. So nevertheless, let's carry on with tip number 2. Now tip number 2 is all about the weapon today, the Reachits window weapon. A lot of people are not happy with the stainless steel mesh or even the bronze wool mesh pads with fear of scratching, and that is absolutely fine. So what a lot of people like to go for is the green rubber, which we nickname the Hulk. That also is a very good pad, non-scratch. However, I find it doesn't pull off the tops of the bee poo and etc. like that as well as it should. You still got to do a lot of scrubbing, and when you're doing a lot of scrubbing, arms, shoulders tend to hurt a bit too much. So although that's a very good one, a lot of people go for the white Scour pad. This is a good pad. A lot of people use it because of its non-scratch properties. However, it's not aggressive enough to cut the tops off of those bee pollen things on solar panels and heavily sealed windows. So I've been looking around and had some advice from a few people here and there to go for well, I was actually suggested the blue. However, the blue is probably a little bit too rigid and too stiff. So I have come across the utility pad, and this one here is the light duty scrubbing pad. So we're going to go the white, then the red, I think it may be the yellow, and then the blue. So I'm going to go with the one step above, the white. However, that compared to that is a big difference in thickness. So again, I came across this other little pad here. I'll show you right now. This box of pads right here, scrubbers here. We've got the blue, the yellow and the red. Now these ones were $1.50 Australian, okay? $1.50 for all that. Now I'm not going to use the blues and the yellows for the weapon. I may use them for hard water stain removal, so they won't go to waste. The point being, it's the thickness difference. They're already come this thin, which just so happens to be the same thickness as the white weapon original Scour pad. Now what I was going to do, I was going to remove the backing part of the white Scour pad here and glue it onto this one, but it just so happens that I've cut this one down the guts and made one pad fit in here. It just so happens that this red stuff sticks very nicely to the thing without having the need of any backing pad. Push it on, because these clips, these hooks here on the window weapon are actually like an angle. They're actually angled like that, and they all face one way. Sorry, hang on, no. I think one line faces one way and the other line faces the other. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they go opposites like this. So you place this on there, give it a really good snug jiggle in there, and that won't move on you at all. That will be absolutely fine. In fact, if you've got one of your old weapon pads and it's starting to peel off, do the same thing. Put it onto the black backing plate and give that, sit it on like this and give it a really good bedding in this way, and that will bed it in nicely, and that will stay on your weapon block for a lot longer. So there you go, that's tip number 2. If you're not happy with the aggressiveness of the white Scour pad, although they're very good, sometimes for solar panels especially, just not aggressive enough. So if you don't want to move up to this level of aggressiveness, then tip number 2, grab yourself some red scouring pad. It's the next level up from the white, so it's still, in my opinion, scratchless, however just a little bit more aggressive. Hence you're going to have to do less shoulder work and scrubbing work. Alright, like I said, they come in this one here. This is the Morgan. This is Australian, $1.50 Australian. Can't go wrong. Alright folks, so there you go. Tip number 2, we've got 17 to go. This is Modman. Give that a go. G'day folks, now quick update on the previous video. Now I was just at Bunnings yesterday and I was looking at pads, just checking out what else they had there, and I found these are the original pads I suggested you get, this size here. However, I discovered and found that they had exactly the same, however, in double the size. Almost double the size. Now it's 230 millimeters long. I'll grab one out. I've got one here. Now here's the pad here. On the original one I did for the video, it's cut. I had to cut it to size. See how I cut it there to fit in? This one here doesn't need cutting. It's exactly the right size. That's the weapon block there. That will fit in beautifully. Now if you want to trim it, you can. See how if it goes there, you can trim it just a little bit, or you can just center it in between the bristles and it will work just fine. Or if you're gonna get that's the window weapon, which I love. I also love the radial. This is just the standard radial with the internal bristles. If you get yourself a radial weapon in the future, I haven't got one. I hope to get one soon, but I haven't got one. I don't think they're actually out yet, by the way. I think they're in production, but not out yet. But the Reach It radial weapon is on the way. This will fit beautifully inside the radial weapon. All you need to do is cut it. You'll get 2 pads out of this. Here's the original size. You'll get 2 pads out of that. One there and one there. So you'll get 2 out of that. In this pack here, this pack costs $3.50 Australian, whatever that is in your currency. But this is $3.50 Australian. You get 2 of the red, 2 of the yellow, 2 of the blue. It's up to you to try these 2 colours. I would suggest the red will be fine as a non-scratch pad. However, I can't guarantee non-scratch on the yellow and the blue. So give that a go yourself. Alright, so that's a quick update. The small pad, forget that. On the previous video, go and find the bigger ones, the 230 millimeter by 150 millimeter, and they are 9 millimeters on the thickness part. All right, so there you go, quick update. Modman, give that a go. All right.